About a year ago, I made my first video about 20 of the weirdest prehistoric mammals, and now I'm going to continue the theme of my first video. Here are our top 20 of the weirdest dinosaurs. Number 20, Weirdest. Now this is a fairly new dinosaur on the list, as it was discovered in Argentina on February 2019, which is why it's low on the list, or unlike the others on this list where they have been known for a very long time. Now as you can tell, this sauropod had 22 forward-looking 23-inch spines coming out of its neck. Now the purpose of these spines was for Weirdest to defend itself against predators. Because of the many spines coming out of its neck, paleontologists are starting to call the spines a mohawk, and can you blame them? By the way, did you know that the full name is Weirdest Pruspicus, which means the lizard from Bajada with forward-bending spines? Moschicosaurus. Now right off the bat, you can tell what makes this Madagascarian dinosaur so bizarre looking. Moschicosaurus' lower jaw has front teeth that were projecting forward at a 10-degree angle. The purpose of these teeth is that they could be used for either A. Cut and slice through corpses of a dead dino, B. To catch small prey like mammals, frogs, or fish, or C. To maybe even eat fruit. Whatever the reason is, or the use of these teeth are, will be a mystery for now. Because of the bizarre appearance of these teeth, Moschicosaurus' name means vicious lizard. Number 18. Rhino Rex. I know what you're thinking, how is this hadrosaur different from any other hadrosaur? Well, for one thing, it's the huge snoz on this dino, which is why the dino's name means nose king. The purpose of Rhino Rex's nose is unknown. Rhino Rex could have used its nose for smelling for food, or to sniff out any nearby predators, or perhaps to even alert the herd if they did see a predator. Maybe they could have used their nose to track females during mating season. Whatever the reason, we may never know the purpose of Rhino Rex's snoz. Number 17. Nigersaurus. Now as you can tell, this sauropod has one thing that makes him different from the rest of his relatives. Nigersaurus had a flat, broad, vacuum-shaped mouth, and in that mouth was a row of 500 teeth in a straight line. Now the purpose of these teeth and bizarre jaws is that, because unlike other sauropods around the world, Nigersaurus was a grazer rather than a browser, because how it can lower its head and eat grass. Some experts call Nigersaurus the Mesozoic cow. Number 16. Quianzosaurus. For the record, I did not say Quizno, I said Quianzo, a province near China. But anyway, now despite its appearance, this dino is a member of the Tyrannosaur family. Quianzosaurus is a close relative of the king of dinosaurs itself. Like Nigersaurus, Quianzo has a different set of jaws compared to the rest of its relatives. Quianzosaurus had a long, narrow snout and narrow teeth. Now, why it had a different looking snout compared to its relative is a bit of a mystery, but did you know because of its appearance, experts nicknamed Quianzosaurus Pinocchio Rex. 13. Cryolophosaurus. If this dinosaur looks different than your average theropod, that's because it's a primitive theropod that appeared during the early Cretaceous period. Now even though it's a primitive theropod, Cryolophosaurus had a unique looking crest. The purpose of this crest is unknown, but the possible explanation is that Cryolophosaurus could have used the crest to try to mate. What's even more strange about this dinosaur is that it was the first dinosaur to be found in Antarctica, the coldest place on Earth. But the environment was different in Cryolophosaurus' time, but still earns the name Cold Crest Lizard. Number 14. Styracosaurus. Now, of all the dinosaurs on this list, Styracosaurus is perhaps the most well-known bizarre dinosaur on the planet. It's known for the multiple spikes coming out of its frill and its single nasal horn. The purpose of the spiked frill serves multiple functions, like for display during mating season, and to defend itself against predators like tyrannosaurs like Albertosaurus. 13. Carnotaurus. Yet another well-known dinosaur on this list, thanks to Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Carnotaurus is known for the scutes on its skin, its short arms, and most notably, the horns above his eyebrows. Now the purpose of these horns has been a mystery for a while. At first, experts thought Carnotaurus would use its horns to stab and gore its prey, but the most recent explanation is that Carnotaurus could have used its horns to fight off rival males during mating season, or during territorial protection, kind of like how rams do. Because of its appearance, Carnotaurus' name means meat-eating bull. 12. Heterodontosaurus. This small dino looks like a cross between a Tyrannosaurus, a hedgehog, and a hippo. The reason why I refer to this dino as a hippo is because of the 4 little tusks in the mouth. This has never been seen in any other dinosaur before or after its discovery. In some recent studies, experts think that Heterodontosaurus might have been an omnivore, meaning that it ate both plant and meat. It could eat in roots from underground, which means that Heterodontosaurus might have been a digging dinosaur too, with its lower curved tusk, and would have been digging like how warthogs do today. With the many different teeth, Heterodontosaurus' name literally means different toothed lizard, different toothed lizard. Number 11. Spinosaurus. Not only is Spinosaurus known for being the biggest theropod on the planet, but for being one of the most bizarrest dinosaurs on the planet too. It's known for its man-sized spine, hence where it got its name. The purpose of the spine is unknown at the time, but Spinosaurus could have used a spine to attract mates, or might have used it to regulate or change its body temperature. Perhaps Spinosaurus could have used a spine to lure fish and trick them into some shade. Number 10. Amargasaurus. If this dinosaur looks familiar to Pajatosaurus, don't be fooled. These two are completely different. While both Pajatosaurus and Amargasaurus are both sauropods, their spines are pointing in different directions. Pajatosaurus' spines point forwards, while Amargasaurus' spines point backwards. But like Pajatosaurus, Amargasaurus probably used their spines to defend themselves against predators. By the way, it got its name from the Lamarga Formation where it was found. Number 9. Concavenator. Now, despite its appearance, Concavenator is actually a close relative of Carcharodontosaurus, but it likes the enormous size, like his much more famous relative. Although Concavenator is known for the feather quill knobs on its arms and its triangular sail, like Spinosaurus, Concavenator sails is also a mystery, and the purpose might be the same as Spinosaurus. Concavenator corcovetus, which means Liquidica hunter with a sail hump. Number 8. Cyndasaurus. Okay, to be fair, there are some hadrosaur species that have a crest, like Coryphosaurus, Lambeosaurus, Olorotitan, and Parasaurolophus, but none of them are as weird as Cyndasaurus. While most hadrosaurs have a curved or hat-shaped crest, Cyndasaurus' crest almost bears resemblance to the horn of a unicorn, but the purpose of this crest is unknown. But perhaps the males would have used the crest to attract mates during mating season, and maybe only the males had the crest as part of sexual dimorphism. We may never know. Number 7. Incisivalosaurus. What's up, Doc? I'm taking a look at this dino. Incisivalosaurus is known for its 4 oversized front teeth, hence how the dino got its fabulous name. The teeth would have helped the dino to eat and tear hard plants, kinda like how most rabbits would do. Did you know that Incisivalosaurus is the ancestor of the oviraptor family? Number 6. Pachyrhinosaurus. Out of all the ceratopsians in the world, none of them are as weird as Pachyrhinosaurus. There are 3 species of Pachyrhinosaurus that come in different appearances, but Pachyrhinosaurus is known for a flat and easily bony structure on its face, which is called a boss. Looks like a horn. The boss would have been useful against predators like raptors and tyrannosaurs, and for mating rights. Even though the 3 species of Pachyrhinosaurus may have a different boss, they all still look the same, other appearance-wise. Number 5. Mamenchisaurus. Now, we've had 3 sauropods on the list so far, but none of them are as weird as this one here. What makes Mamenchisaurus different from the other sauropods and every other sauropod in general? Its long neck. While other sauropods are known for their long necks, Mamenchisaurus' neck was almost big as its entire body and tail combined, which had a total of 19 vertebrae in the neck. With the addition of the body and tail, Mamenchisaurus was around 115 feet long and weighed around 100,000 to 150,000 pounds. Number 4. Kentrosaurus. Stegosaurs are known for their plates and tail thagonizer. That's a tail spike, if some of you didn't know that. But Kentrosaurus took a different turn. While Kentrosaurus did have some plates on its upper body, it was mostly covered in spikes from torso to tail, and a foot-long spike coming out of each shoulder. Even though these stegosaurs did travel in herds, the spikes did offer protection against predators like Ceratosaurus and Allosaurus. Number 3. Ambidextrix. Okay, here's a question for all of you. What happened if you mix an eye, a bird of paradise, and a theropod dinosaur? You get Epidextrix. Not only is Epidextrix the most weirdest dinosaur on the list, it's also the smallest dinosaur on the list, as it was around 17.5 inches long. Now because of the dino's small size, Epidextrix probably took to the trees. If it did, it would have used its long fingers to tap on the tree bark to find prey, like how eyes do today. As for tail feathers, well, odds are that males might have used them for display during mating season only. Number 2. Therizinosaurus. When it comes to theropod dinosaurs, most people would think about T-Rex, Allosaurus, and Spinosaurus. But Therizinosaurus wasn't your average theropod. It had a long ornithopod-like head and neck, 8.2 through 11.5 feet long arms, and 3-foot long claws. The purpose of these claws was pretty clear. Therizinosaurus would have used them to defend itself against predators like Tarbosaurus, and to help them bring vegetation close to them. Did you know when this dinosaur was first discovered, it was mistaken to be a giant sea turtle? Number 1. Dinokyrus. There was a lot of dinosaurs on this list that could have been easily number 1. So what makes Dinokyrus the weirdest of all these dinos? Well, let's take a look at him, shall we? Dinokyrus had long arms like Therizinosaurus, minus the 3-foot long claws, a sail like Spinosaurus, the body of Ornithomimus, and a duck-like face. You could say that Dinokyrus was the platypus of the Mesozoic. Only the forearms were first found, and ever since 1965, Dinokyrus has been a mystery. No one knew what the dino looked like. Was Dinokyrus a carnivore, a herbivore, a piscivore, or an omnivore? That all changed until the early 2010s, where more fossils were found, and finally, Dinokyrus' appetite and appearance was revealed. And like Therizinosaurus, Dinokyrus could have used its long arms to bring vegetation close to him. So, for being a bizarre mystery for 45 years, Dinokyrus earns the number 1 spot for being the most strangest looking dinosaurs on the planet. Congratulations!